Hey Ryan, how do you feel about chocobos?
Daddy, I want to ride the chocobo. Let me ride the chocobo. Oh, he's not going to let me ride the chocobo.
I don't like it when you call me daddy. That feels a little bit...
I'm trying to do a bit. You know, you're supposed to be the father and be like, well, son, you should learn how to ride the chocobo first, but you don't care about how to ride. You just want to go.
I fucking know how to ride a chocobo. You run.
I'm sure that type of experience existed in this universe, right?
Probably.
A dad, so, the coming of age story of learning to ride your chocobo.
Yeah. Do you see the the grayed out path in the map next to us?
Yes. You can't go there.
Nope. So that was well, you can, but that was where well,
you have to go down.
If we got knocked over by that thing, that's where we would have. That's where we would have ended up. We would have had to have walked all the way along here with no chocobo. And it would have taken about 1 billion fucking years. Now, admittedly, we would have gotten a bunch of chests. Hey, this guy.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, this is like the Mario take on the chocobo music.
Journey to
jazz flute.
Thank you so much for your words yesterday.
Yeah. Jump up in the air.
Thanks for coming out tonight. It's like lounge singer music.
Yeah, we're in New Donk City.
Even though we're actually in the wilderness.
Yeah, with the fucking...
Although, I mean... Oh, yeah, this is the remix version, isn't it? Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll head down that low road and get some of the stuff out of the boxes, because I'm pretty sure there's some good shit. But, yeah. Riding the chocobo...
They are literally going through some of the classic blues and beats here.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's a real fucking jam.
Are we watching a 70s gangster movie here?
Hey, these guys.
And then someone's gonna bring out, what was it? Not, you know, the big. It's not a violin. It's very large, and it's like a violin, and someone holds it in one hand, and then they. Oh, it's a very large violin that they don't put on their shoulder. It's like they stand with it, and they sit. It sits in between their legs. Is that what that is?
Well,
no.
Different sizes.
People hold cellos in their arms. I'm talking about the big, tall thing that's like that you play with the rod.
The cellos also are played, can be played standing as well. Other than that, it's a bass. It's bigger than a cello.
Would it just be those things, but a bass version? Really?
Well, it's called a bass, yeah. Mars Crest. That's probably important for something later. I'm pretty sure it's for like somebody's like ultimate bullshit weapon or something. I'm actually not sure.
Do. All right, let's take a look at the violin family.
Horns!
Octo bass.
Keyboard. Triangle.
Viola. Maybe I'm thinking of a viola.
Those are smaller.
Those are smaller.
I believe they're smaller than violins. I believe that with absolutely no amount of certainty. So...
Oh yeah, you can have a big violin. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
To tell you I'm a summoner.
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
You dare
no exceptions, ma'am.
Summoner's pilgrimage.
Until you find some real pants.
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
Useless.
Oh, Donna.
Oh, it's you.
It's us.
As you can see, not even summoners can pass.
I have a chocobo.
But they'll call on us in the end. Just
talk to the chocobo, because the man don't want to talk to you.
I think I'll have a nap.
You think you'll have a nap?
Oh, a nap.
Oh, I see what was happening there.
Yeah, there's going to be a bone-in sesh.
The Mushroom Rock Road is off limits to non-Crusader personnel until the end of the mission.
I'm a Crusader. Oh, okay. Weird. All you need to do is tell us you're a Crusader and you can come in.
Do you want me to teach you how to ride the chocobo that you're already riding?
Hey, you look like you need to learn how to ride a chocobo.
Elma should have been here by now.
You have to leave your chocobos here. Come on, everyone off.
Well, fuck you. I was listening to the chilled out groove.
Data and loser reporting, sir.
This is the last of them.
Good to have you with us. Go on through.
Go ahead, TACOM.
Show me how to play Blitz sometime.
Wait around. We'll have Sin beaten in no time.
Are we just gonna gloss over the giant monster you have in a cage? No? No one's gonna mention it? Yeah, fuck us.
Sin? More like done. No, that's terrible.
No? Well, at least you noticed. That was pretty bad.
I'm sorry, I can't let you pass. Hey, you're a summoner, and her guardians, right?
Yes.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Hey, you're a
Don't
bad,
worry
so
about
you're sitting
it.
on the table the way you're not supposed to be, so guess who's getting the spray bottle?
Steve
Guess
would be
you
more
forgot
like,
to change
yo,
it to the
hey,
lizard."
you gotta tell me about this operation, son. He's probably not gonna say that. He's probably like, hey, tell me what's
Coach.
going on here, mister.
He's not Jonathan Coachman.
Thank you for your cooperation.
What, you're just gonna be cooperative? That's not
Oh.
Steve-like.
I'm sorry.
Oh, he's not gonna. Okay, I thought I could do
Now
both.
you can't be an investigative journalist, man. Whew.
I'm a terrible journalist. Scoops would be pissed.
Oh no, here comes an obvious bad guy.
I thought Yuna was the bad guy.
There's more than one bad people.
Shit.
Huh? What's that on his chest?
Sick
Just do
tattoo.
my best
So, we
Steve.
meet again, Lady Yuna.
I'm the
Yes.
villain.
You
At
look
least
troubled.
one of them.
Is there anything I can do?
Look at my tattoo. I'm Lieutenant Kuze.
Also, the thing around his neck almost looks like it's morphed into the center of his skin. Like if you were to rip that open, he'd be like wires coming
see.
out.
Ryan,
Mr.
spoilers.
Seymour, let me show you to the command center.
Hold. I have a request.
Go ahead,
Yes, Your
command.
Grace.
I need to have Summoner Yuna and her guardians let through to the command center.
Oh, well, that's convenient. You didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
But Maester Seymour,
Like, this could have just been a
Do
cutscene.
not worry.
Like, they made you run around. It was just
I
to
will
let you
take
ride the
full
chocobo,
responsibility.
to be fair.
Well, it would have taken longer if we didn't, and there would have been random encounters.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that all you really ended up doing here was walking up to the door, activating the cutscene where they tell you you can't, and then walking back and then activating the cutscene where you can. So it's like that. You didn't need to make us walk to tell us we couldn't. You could have. We like, that's not a puzzle, right? How am I gonna get through here? It's like, actually, no, the game just automatically gets.
Ryan, that was a really hard puzzle when I was a kid. I got stuck on it for like 2 months.
So it's
What are you
just a
talking
waste of
It's time to
gameplay time.
go.
Is all I'm saying. It's not really gameplay time.
Right.
That's walking simulation.
about? 2016.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm just saying that.
Who does he think he is?
He's a maester. Better get used to it, yeah?
Yeah. Let's go, Steve. Buck up.
He's clearly interested in the same girl that you are, yeah?
I might just be the remaster too, but maybe they've done a lot of work on the textures, but I really do like some of the designs in the environment, though. They really make this feel like a ruined like 1,000-year later type of civilization thus far.
Yeah.
And it's a
All
lot of
hail,
different
Can't
distances.
really,
Maester Seymour.
Pretty unique.
I can't really tell
I can't
because
either, so.
this is the... Okay. Am I gonna be... Okay, if I have to, we can pause the cutscene.
go ahead and
Brave
pause for a
crusaders of Spira,
Okay,
protectors of all Spira,
and we're back!
believe in the path you have chosen.
And
Let
Seymour-
faith
Let
be your
faith
strength.
be your strength.
So this is
I,
interesting.
Seymour Guado, Maester of Yevon, will bear witness to your deeds today.
Yevon has an issue with this operation, but Seymour is giving them some props,
What's
which is
going
kind of
on?
confusing.
Why is Maester Seymour backing the Crusaders, eh? They're using
Yeah.
Albrecht's Machina. They're violating the teachings.
Even going against the teachings, they're willing to risk it for the greater good. Waka, I think Maester Seymour sees that too.
Lulu!
You're going to the darker
I
side.
can only speculate.
Ask him yourself.
Do it.
Hey, Master Seymour. I'm a blitzball player.
Ah, Sir Oren, it is an honor.
Yeah.
I would be most interested in hearing what you've been doing these past 10 years.
I've got nothing to say about it.
Damn! Oren's fucking ice cold.
Sir Oren must be a great asset as a guardian.
He's
Your
okay.
Grace,
Please,
Thanks, guy who
there's
might
no
also be
need for
jacked.
formalities.
You think that everyone's
Excuse me.
jacked?
Maester Seymour,
Hashtag Jack
Why is
Mystery.
your
I will be
lordship
solving it.
presently...
Yeah,
No, it's
mystery
over.
from a
Here,
17-year-old
sir.
game.
Please, speak
Yep.
as you normally would.
isn't this operation against the teachings of Yevon? Aren't you gonna stop them?
It's true. I should.
No, my filter.
However, both the Crusaders and the Al-Bed truly wish peace for Spira. This Operation Mihen was born from that wish they share.
That they wish share.
Although it may be sacrilege to Yevon, their intentions are pure.
So, like, I fucking hate Seymour, but this is a very good argument he's
Seymour
making.
the person, not the Maester of
Yes,
Yevon.
but that's what great villains sometimes do.
Of Spira, I wish them well in their endeavor.
The Lex Luthor approach, if you will.
Using Machina, that's bad, isn't it?
Pretend you didn't
Some of the
see
greatest
them.
villains of all times are publicly revered for their
pretend you didn't see them.
That's not something a Maester
for their
should
good
say.
ideas.
Then
But it
pretend
is.
I didn't say it.
You're kidding.
Damn.
From the first time I laid eyes on him, I never did like Seymour.
But he didn't do
But
anything
you
that
know,
wrong there, guys.
Some of the things he said that day.
There we
made a lot
go.
of sense
Steve.
to me.
Yes.
Oh no, Steve, do not turn to the dark side. Well, you are Anakin, Steve, so if, I mean...
Yeah, you think Yuna's the villain? Whew.
Seymour, I've been having these dreams that Yuna's gonna die in childbirth. I can make it go away, Steve.
Also, we got the heading into the Blitzball game music.
Yep. Doom, doom. Hey, there's a Chocobo hanging out over there. You must take full precautions. Here you go. Have a high potion. That guy just ran away from you. He's like, I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah, stop taking our
Excuse
shit.
me, Lady Summoner Yuna?
Yes.
He just like
Command
casually
center.
yells it over his shoulder.
Maester Seymour requests your presence there, ma'am.
We were just talking to him 4 seconds ago,
Thank you.
and he went in the other direction. What the fuck?
You get back
Take
there,
that
you
road to
shoot
the
lightning out of
command
pants.
center. It's not
Unlimited
far.
power!
We're still
Oh
in the midst
shit,
of
something happened to
preparations this
Seymour.
way. Sorry.
Do
Shit,
it.
he's back. Shit, go get him. No, he's got an item. Turn around, turn around. Oh, damn it.
Oh, we're fucked.
2 bombs and a hell beast punished us for our recklessness, but we will
Is
talk
that
to
thing
that
actually
man.
called Hellbeast? Dual horn.
Dual horn. It's a Doom enemy. Both of these things are.
All right, Steve.
Now, if the Doom music was blaring and Steve was more into that type of music instead of J-pop, ooh.
All right, Oren.
Have you ever heard J-pop?
Hit him up with some Tyler Barrett bash.
Sorry,
Let's do it.
K-pop. Have you ever heard K-pop? It's so weird.
Yes, it's great.
Sometimes when we watch MMA, spoiler, we sometimes watch on illegal streams, quote unquote illegal. Anyway, sometimes people cut to just videos of K-pop instead of commercials. Like the guy who's running the stream, and I'll be like, "What are we listening to?" And the videos are ridiculous. The videos are about as anime as what we're watching, actually.
Sounds like a good time for everybody.
Half the time. There was one where it was like a bunch of undead people fighting each other, like it was a Buffy the Vampire episode, and I was like, "Oh, this checks out."
You do love some Buffy.
Hey, Buffy's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
After watching it all for the first time, not that a few years ago, I'm gonna rewatch it all again. Buffy and Angel. I think it's good.
Should too. I just
Hey,
kind of
man,
like
you wanna
fell
do
out at a time, but that was I like
Bring it
Xander.
on.
Xander's cool, and I've always got some love for.
It's the
Alex
later
and Anakin.
seasons are better, and honestly, the later Angel in general, I think, is personally a better show, mostly because it's got a lot of good actors now. It's got what's her name from Suits, and Destiny.
Who from Suits? Sorry.
And she's in Destiny as well.
Oh, Gina Torres.
Gina Torres, yeah.
Yeah, she was also in Firefly.
She's not a major, but she's in later seasons of Angel. But it's got Lorne, which is like the best character in the whole show. He's a demon lounge act singer who runs a club that has magic rules so nobody can fight each other. And when people sing...
Is it like the Continental Hotel?
Sort of. It's just a karaoke bar by itself. But he wears like lounge singer attire even though he's a demon. And his power is when people sing at his bar, because it's karaoke, he can read their minds, so he can help them. Like, he gets people to show up and sing, and then he helps them on their journey. And I'm like, that's like one of the coolest. And the fact that he's a lounge singer, everyone's drinking, and I'm just like, I like this. That's a unique aesthetic.
That is cool. I can get down with that. Oh
Yeah.
fuck! I'm going in the wrong direction again. I totally forgot we were gonna get that item.
This'll be
Do
easy.
do 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 do.
Hey, chill out, Steve. It's not gonna be that easy.
But I mean, we all know the best character in the Buffyverse is
Xander.
Rupert Giles, so maybe that's just the character I related to most was Rupert Giles. But okay.
I mean, that does sound like something you relate to.
I mean, he's old, so
He is pretty old.
There's a great bit where he reacts to the fact that the cell phone is, or sorry, not the cell phone. This was old enough that the phone, just the phone, the regular phone. He was from Europe, from Britain. Phones, what are you using that for? You live so close. Send notes and letters and books. Written word, my friend. Written word is the thing.
Does he say it like that? He's like, written word, my friend.
No, but like he sets up an answer machine and he's like, just like the way he reacts. I haven't seen it in a while, so I'd have to like, I can't remember the exact line, but yeah. The internet computers as well. He's super.
Oh shit! The bombs are healing me, Ryan.
Super against.
Yeah. Why would you use the internet when you can use the library?
There's a great scene where he's trying to use the internet and something freezes up and he just rages on it. So then he just starts like angry eating like bad food, like he's got chips and stuff. It's great. It reminds me of Timothy Olyphant a little bit. In a great show. Manic, angry reaction, but it's like a normal human reaction.
You talking about Santa Clarita Diet, Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah, that show's really good. Timothy Olyphant, pretty good in that show. Drew Barrymore, very good in that show. Their daughter is really good. The kid next door, who I hate
good chemistry
in everything
of the whole
he's
cast.
ever been in, except for this show, is really good.
The kid?
Yeah, every other thing I've ever seen him in, he sucks.
I've never seen him in anything else.
He shows up as bit parts and everything, and he's just like, you know, your standard like wimpy kid, but they don't give him any character development, so it's just like, fuck this kid. Oh no!
It's not his fault. Clearly, the actor has range, just proven by his talent in Santa Clarita Diet.
Yeah.
I like his character in that show.
Yeah, he's really good.
That show does a good job for its limited screen time, focusing on a lot of characters. Like even when it intros characters, like for an episode or two, so they're like, we're gonna give them just enough time so that they're not just one note, which is characteristically uncommon for a sitcom.
Yeah.
Normally, side characters are like Will Forte's character in How I Met Your Mother. They are a bit.
Oh, Randy? Yeah. He's great. Rather than classic Will Forte as MacGruber.
Never seen MacGruber.
You, I don't know if you would like it or not.
Here's the thing. I really like The Last Man on Earth. I think it's an amazing show. It's a Will Forte show.
Yeah.
But I think it's an amazing show because there's a lot more going on than just Will Forte's character. I think Will Forte's character in that show has good moments and moments where I'm like, this is bad. I'm not a big fan of SNL, so like I don't really like their comedy styles. I've seen things that SNL people have done outside of SNL, or sometimes bits in SNL that I've enjoyed, but more often than not, I'm like, this is too much. To me, it's sometimes a little too self-aware. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, like you guys overthought this. This isn't good. At some point, this was a good joke, and then like one of the characteristic things that they do, just like the game we're currently playing, is they go a little too long sometimes. You know what I mean? Like there's a bit where they'll pretend to be a character, and it's just like. It's a funny bit the first 2 times you hear them do the character, and then an hour later they're still doing it, and you're like, guys, like this was not funny like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, I'm an idiot.
So is MacGruber like that? What is MacGruber? Like, that's what I guess I'm asking. Where does the MacGruber fall in those ranges?
I've only seen it once.
Okay, because I hear Dan rave about it, but that doesn't mean anything for me.
Yeah,
so.
that doesn't mean anything.
I don't dismiss his opinion, obviously. It's just his tastes sometimes aren't completely in line with mine. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they aren't.
Yeah. I hope this does fire damage.
MacGruber's essentially pretending to be an action hero, correct? Like he's some cop.
Sort of, yeah.
Or is he like what's his name, the detective, the old like Private Eye? Wasn't he a Private Eye, the old show that they're mocking or imitating?
I don't know
MacGyver.
what this mocking. MacGyver. Well, MacGyver was
yeah.
He like did inventive things.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, this thing's dead.
Did you enjoy MacGruber?
I thought it was fine, yeah. There were some bits that were pretty good in it. They made really
What
good
makes
use
you
of
think
the
I might not enjoy it?
Take Me Home Tonight. I mean, like, it's stupid.
Is it a little? Like I guess if you were to rate it 1 out of 10 on the SNL meter, where is it?
It's been too. Like I've only saw it the one time, like 3 years ago. I don't know if I
At least a 5? For sure, at least a 5?
Oh yeah, it's at least a 5.
Okay. That's the thing. Once you get around 7 and 8, that's when you start teetering for me. At that point, it really depends how long the 7 and 8s are used. Because I feel like if you're doing 8 or 9 all the time, then you drop 6 10s in a row. That's like what SNL sometimes does, and I'm just like, there's no scale there. I'm not shocked by the 10. We've been at 8 and 9 for 20 minutes. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes it's good to see characters actually get established. Like, that's the thing. Last Man on Earth is actually a show, too, right? So there'll be 10 minutes of scenes that aren't just a joke, and then a joke. And then the joke lands better, I find, when it's not just joke after joke after joke.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what you expect in a sketch comedy.
That's how it's done.
Yes.
Jokes.
I know, right? That's like I said. That's why SNL's probably, you know, I've never been a big. I like Who's Line, because to me that's not scripted sketch. They're coming up with stuff off the top of their head. And granted, sometimes they go to the same wells, but I feel like that more teaches me about the people, the actors, about what the type of things they think about and what kind of comedians they are and stuff.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Doom, doom. Oh man, we're climbing the mountains here.
Yeah, we're on the Mushroom Rock Road.
Mushroom Rock Road. Oh, here we go. Fought one of these before, haven't we? Yeah. These are just regular. Whoa. Oh, he gets to attack first. Eat Blitzball. Still can't believe Walk as a Guardian. And he doesn't even have a weapon. He just throws a frickin' ball at them.
I mean,
but you got the
has a
back.
fucking doll. Yeah. It's a different Moogle.
It looks the same.
It does.
But now, granted, the bear looked different, so I'm sure you'll be able to get others that look good. There's probably like epic or they're probably not called epic or legendary, but you know what I mean. There's probably gear that's higher tier that I'm sure I haven't played the game, but that's what we're doing now, obviously.
Yeah. You're not far off.
Have you heard about this feature where you play through a game with someone then you haven't played anyway?
They don't have names for those, do they? That's not a real thing. I think you just made that up.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get on back.
Playlets.
So be it.
So be it.
Oh, Steve with the big crits.
Go Gadget, let's play. Sonic Boom.
Guile up in here.
Where do you rank Guile's Street Fighter tier? Top character? Up there with Ryu and Ken?
Fuck no.
Because I mean, Ryu and Ken are easy. Ryu and Ken are the Scorpion and Sub-Zero of those games, right? Like those are the.
Yeah,
if you don't like them, then you might as well pick. You might as well pick a different
film.
game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to at least be competent with those characters and have enough. I don't know. I find them. They're not like the coolest characters ever or anything.
No,
like,
I was
cool
the
factor,
like.
But they're just staples. It's like I would never want to play a Street Fighter game that doesn't have Ryu or Ken in it. I don't think.
Yeah,
I might throw Guile up there too. Like,
the only one that I had ever played was Street Fighter 2 for the SNES, and I was a Ryu exclusive player. My father, the only person I ever played against, was a big Dhalsim character. He likes his range.
Dhalsim's pretty good. I was gonna say, every fighting game usually has a foursome. Like, there's 2 and 2 that you're just like, okay, these are the staples that have to be in every game. For Mortal Kombat, I feel like it's Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion.
Don't break
it. 2 of the Ninja Knight fighters and like the 2 human warriors.
Oh, well, that's
like, these are your staples.
If you're asking what the
Guile,
same is,
Ryu, Ken, and then
Bison.
Man, that is it for the villain. You'd have to go with Bison.
Hell yeah! Who are you gonna pick?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of feel like Chun-Li might be the answer to that question.
Oh, shit!
I kind of feel like Street Fighter markets itself more or less on the villains and more on these are our 4 heroes, and there's lots of villains. Sagat's a villain. Bison is the end villain of one of the games, but he's not in everything.
Also, Sagat's
like
not,
Akuma's a huge villain. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Akuma's. If you were to ask me who I play the most in all the games and who I'd want to always play, Akuma. Akuma's one of the funnest characters, but Akuma's always been pretty OP in my opinion. He's got like every move that Ryu and Ken has, except turned up by 10 half the time.
Yeah,
like he's got the spin kick, and then he's like, I'm gonna do 4 or 5 more rotations as well, with a mixed demon energy and shit. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he's basically Chun-Li with the leg moves.
He's the Brock Lesnar version of Ryu and Ken.
Oh, god damn it. Wish Brock Lesnar should be a Street Fighter character. That'd be cool.
And I'm trying to think. Injustice is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Oh, I didn't be able to.
I'm stalling, yeah, because I don't know who the fourth would be. I'm trying to think of the fourth that was in both games. Like there were characters in both games, but I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. That one's a little tougher.
Yeah.
Burm, 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 burm.
Well, as long as you stall for long enough, no one's gonna know you don't know what.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to figure it. Like I know, like you would, because it wouldn't be a Batman side tier character at that point, right? There's lots of them and they repeat, but it's like no. Once if it's a staple, you're talking Batman and Superman for sure, right? Those two are your first obvious ones. They're on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Wonder Woman I think would be the next one. It's just I don't think it'd be Aquaman. That's the thing. Like there's lots like Aquaman,
sucks.
Green Lantern. Aquaman's kind of okay in the games, the Injustice games. His ultimate always involves like summoning a shark that eats or like literally like takes a bite out of the other character and stuff.
Yeah, they have a character in League who does that. He sucks too. He's actually a really good character. Everyone just hates him.
I might say the Flash, honestly, popularity-wise. He feels like especially if you're looking at staples from like a unique character standpoint. Like look at all the other staples we were talking about. Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero all fight distinctly differently, right?
Well, Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Plus,
less so.
Well, no, because Sub-Zero uses range to stun his opponent and then land big combos. Scorpion uses attacks to bring his opponent close to him and then teleports around the screen to surprise them.
Ryan, get
and
over
mixes
here.
that in with combos. I'm just saying. And Liu Kang's kind of also more of a range character, and Johnny Cage is more of a combo character and a counter character. Anyway, not in every game, obviously. I'm sure they changed. Anyway.
You ever notice in movies they tend to try to go, like especially the older ones.
I'll give you Rhyno and Kane. No, they're basically the same.
Yeah, 100%. They try to go with the Western character as the main character, like. That original Street Fighter movie, it's like, yeah, Guile, he's the main character. I'm like, no, he's just clearly not. I understand that he's the American
Have you seen the original Street Fighter movie?
No, but he's the main character.
Okay, we should watch that sometime. We should drink a beer at some time and watch that.
I mean, we could turn that into a movie mill.
Yeah. It's good.
Is it actually good, or is it like...
Not good? No, not good. Let me clarify. It's bad good. It's Street Fighter Legend. It's Chris Klein. Like, it's up there. It's a very bad movie that's a fun watch when you're drinking because it's goofy.
Gotcha.
There's some really ridiculous lines in there that are hilarious to rewatch. Like, it's one of those movies. It's not a bad movie that knows it's bad. For the time it was made, like they banked on it being a Van Damme action movie. There was a lot of them at that time. They were just like, yeah, fuck it. But like, it didn't really understand the characters well. At all, any of them, pretty much. Like, no, not a single one, actually. No, not even. Maybe Bison, I guess. I don't know. Like, it sort of, not really. They give like Bison's a campy villain, which I enjoyed. Like, if you enjoyed the Shredder and the original Ninja Turtles, like Bison's of a similar tier, except the actor gets a bunch of lines. Well, no, yeah, the actor who was Shredder got a bunch of good campy lines in the original Ninja Turtles as well.
Yeah, he was fine, wasn't he?
Yeah, I honestly think the original Ninja Turtles actually holds up as a quality movie, now, unlike Street Fighter. But that's because I am willing to forgive any cringe that Ninja Turtles has because I like the Ninja Turtle cringe.
Go Ninja, go.
Yes, that is the anime version of that I like. I'm okay with goofy Ninja Turtle stuff. But no, Shredder like wrecks the Turtles in the first Ninja Turtles movie, so that's why I like him mostly because he's like, oh, he's credible. He's low key.
Because I had to give them credit in Mortal Kombat's first movie, where instead of just going with the obvious Johnny Cage he's the Americans, or he's the main character. Like, he was very much aside to Liu Kang.
The story they told in the original Mortal Kombat movie is not unlike the actual story in Mortal Kombat. It's not necessarily that Johnny Cage was like Luke is the main character. Or sorry, Liu Kang is the main character. Liu Kang is the main character. However, it was always meant to be there's a party that's the main character. Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Johnny, the humans, because that's what the plot is about. Raiden recruiting the humans to try to win Mortal Kombat so they don't lose their dimension.
But at the end of the day,
the thing
who's
is
fighting Shang Tsung?
The actual it was Liu Kang, but that's how.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. But like that's the Street Fighter movie had nothing to do. In Street Fighter, Ryu and Ken are not even rival. They're best friend warriors, right? Who want to find underground Street Fighter stuff. If you ever watched, there's an anime called Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 V. is what it's called. I know, right? It's remember Capcom makes ridiculous. Yeah, remember that thing I sent you yesterday?
Yes, titles.
But it's a really great anime that's about them trying to do this stuff, and then Bison stuff getting introduced on the side because Bison's run like this world empire. Whereas the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme just tried to tie everything together. It was just like Ryu and Ken were these business people who were somehow making a deal with Sagat, and Sagat and Vega were together because Vega was Sagat's henchman, and Sagat was just a business guy, like Neil McDonough in it. He wasn't Neil McDonough, but and then
wasn't Neil McDonough?
And then Guile was a military guy who happened to be fighting against, be there to wage the American government's war against Bison, who's an eco-terrorist or some shit, who's demanding money, who's like Dr. Evil from frickin'. And Bison's plans were basically Dr. Evil levels from Austin Powers. I've got all these things hostage. Your government must give me millions. That's what it was. You know what I mean? And then instead of Chun-Li being a young warrior who's being trained by her father or anything like that, she did have her father train her. No, sorry, her father died. Yeah, she was a journalist. And guess what? Balrog and E Honda were her cameramen and truck audio. We come up with every excuse to just shove all these characters in here, and none of them are who they're supposed to be. Dee-hal-ism isn't even this temple dude. That Dee-hal-ism shows up late.
Isn't it pronounced? Isn't it Dhalsim?
Dhalsim, sorry. He's literally just like
Dee-hal-ism.
One of N. Bison's henchmen happens to also work on computers and stuff, and then goes through some transition where then he ends up looking like Dhalsim.
Okay.
There's just so many dumb things like that.
I think you're glossing over the part where you called him Dee-hal-ism.
That sometimes I would call him that because that's what I thought it was. Zangief is also just one of M. Bison's henchmen. It's just all dumb, and the whole motivation for why Guile, other than the eco-terrorist stuff or the terrorist stuff, wants to go in on M. Bison is that Guile's best friend Charlie, which is what Chris Klein's character was. Yeah, he's already been turned into Blanca.
Is that actually canon that Charlie is Blanca?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just really dumb. It's a really dumb action movie.
It sounds amazing.
I mean, there's some really funny scenes in it. It's just oh man, there's scenes I would love. Yes, I would love to definitely have some drinks and watch that with you. It's a good that kind of movie, but it's definitely bad. There's some really great lines though that are
problematic.
Great for the bad reasons.
And
shit.
Of course,
you got hit by Blossom over there, or whatever it's called.
This is problematic.
That one Pokemon, the mushroom one.
Can we get a turn? Everyone's awake again. Okay.
There we go.
Well, Waka, you need to deal with this guy. And this thing...
I might actually go with Lex Luthor, honestly. No, Lex Luthor isn't in Injustice 2. I forgot, but he was in the first one, not in the second. So he can't be the staple. He's not in both of them. Fuck.
Yep, you're fucked. This one's dead, right? Yeah.
This is the DBZ fighting game staples. Goku, Vegeta, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen the
From there, it gets a lot more complicated. Well, yeah, you had to pick your
Piccolo.
4. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
would you
Goku,
really go
Vegeta?
Piccolo?
Fuck yeah, dude. Piccolo's great.
You got to think of the list we can go through now. Gohan, Trunks.
And Gohan would be the other one. No, Trunks does not show up.
Man.
See, the thing is, these
but Trunks is considered one of the coolest
sort of.
I mean, to your Edgebrook crowd, he's got a sword and he's time traveler.
Yeah, well.
I mean, future Trunks. Young Trunks is whatever. Young Trunks is only cool because he fuses. I'm just trying to think. I mean, it's Goku and Vegeta, obviously the first two. That's the Ryukan equivalent. That's the next two. I honestly don't even know if you'd go Piccolo.
You do, because Piccolo's been...
do you want to grab a villain? Would you grab one of the androids?
Oh, sorry, do you want to grab a villain? Yes, we already have one. It's Vegeta.
Yeah, but Vegeta's kind of like Randy Orton.
Everyone else... Well, sort of, but everybody else usually ends up dying. Vegeta doesn't. I mean, at the end of his arc.
I'm just trying to think who else would be the staples. I just don't know if I...
Piccolo has an increased importance because if he dies, the Dragon Balls disappear.
I just don't feel like he's I feel like there's the part of this is it's not just their importance in the universe, it's also as staple characters for the video game. You know
Piccolo
what I mean? I do not feel like Piccolo is one of the 4 characters that people are constantly picking. The other characters we all mentioned are probably the 4 most played characters in the fighting games that we were talking about. I don't even think Piccolo's top 6 fighting game played in terms of played in that DBZ fighting game. I think he's a character.
Historically, over the course of all of the games,
he's like
he's played
Splinter
quite
in
a lot.
Ninja Turtles. Like, obviously, if you were to pick a 4 in Ninja Turtles, it'd be the Ninja Turtles.
I mean, yeah, that one's kind of obvious. No, I think it's Leo, Raph, Michelangelo, and April O'Neil. Sorry, Donnie.
Yeah, give Casey a nod. Dude, what are you talking about? It's the samurai rabbit. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Miyagi.
Is there a samurai rabbit in that game?
Yes. They go. There's a whole plot. Well, not in the game, but
sorry, in that series.
Yes, and in the one cartoon I watched. Yes, not the '80s one. I watched one in like 2005. They eventually do this whole plot where there's
awesome.
like it's like a giant tournament. So it's like a tournament between interdimensional fighters, right? They fight a Triceratops. That's who's a dude. They're called the samurai bunny dude who's named Iyagi, who's fucking awesome. He's like all Bushido and Code of Honor, so him and Leo really get along.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Also, tons of different aliens. If I remember correctly, that one ended with a dragon and the summoner's son. The summoner's like the guy who runs the whole tournament, merging into one giant tournament, merging into one giant Omega big thing at some wormhole. Yeah, it was all ridiculous. By the way, that show's also anime as fuck.
Oh yeah.
It gets there. In the 5th season, they are literally channeling summons. Like Leo, they all have their own dragon form. Like I literally mean they use their weapons and do a thing, and then summon into dragons and fight another Shredder. That's like an Omega Demon Shredder or some shit that also turns into a dragon. And I was like,
that sounds
you know
awesome.
what? I'm like, you're okay. I'm okay with this. You know, it's the typical thing of a lot of these kid shows is they first start off targeting like kids age 12. And people forget that they want to age with that audience. So if they go 5 or plus seasons, their plots are actually starting to get to the point where they're targeting people who are age 16 or so. You know what I mean? Like they're actually now, there's Star Wars levels of watchable at that point. You know what I mean? Or comic book levels of watchable at that point. They do some crazy stuff. I liked it. I don't know though. I'm gonna have to trust your DBZ expertise and say Piccolo.
Yeah.
No one from the Ginyu Force? Ginyu Force?
No, Ginyu Force actually only shows up for that one arc, and then they're just dead.
What about Frieza or Cell or any of them?
Frieza
or Majin
is
Buu?
very. Majin Buu doesn't show up until the end of the series, so he's not really like a mainstay.
Not your staple?
No, the only villain that sticks around is Vegeta.
So you'd have to say Gohan then, really? It would really.
Yep.
What about Krillin then? What if you give it to Krillin or Yamcha or any of?
It's 100%. It's not Yamcha. So
Yamcha's Dan, right, from Street Fighter?
I don't know enough about Street Fighter to say that.
Dan is a Ryu Ken-like who sucks.
Yes, then yes.
He has like shitty abilities.
So,
he can't do anything good.
You've
He's like a joke
whole...
Ryu Ken. Like you know how the joke was, oh, they made too many characters like them. He's that equivalent, but joked up. So if that's what Yamcha's like,
I'm sure that you've heard through osmosis like the
Saiyan.
whole Krillin sucks and dies all the time.
Okay.
You've heard that, I'm assuming, right? Or no?
No, I don't know enough about that. Anyway,
okay,
we'll have to probably say Gohan with Piccolo then.
Yeah, well, yes, and Piccolo and Gohan have like this great father-son dynamic because Goku's actually a really shitty father. He misses a significant portion of Gohan's childhood, where Piccolo kind of takes over for him. Like they have like a really strong bond to the point where when Gohan like kind of like graduates to being like a full-fledged member of the team, when he gets a uniform, instead of choosing Goku's gi, he wears an outfit that's very similar to Piccolo's. Like there's actually a really great subplot between the two of them. It's like these guys are all right.
Okay then, well we got that one settled.
Yeah, no, Piccolo is unironically my favorite character in that series, and he's great. And he's like also like the only one of the Z Warriors that's actually like relevant later on, besides like sort of Krillin, but Krillin's more so like a punching bag that hangs in there and buys time until Goku shows up. Piccolo like legitimately holds his own in fights, because he's the only one who keeps powering up, right? Like the whole thing with this, like eventually they run into the issue where it's like, well, the Saiyans are way stronger than everyone else, because they have the ability to like they come back stronger if they get the shit kicked out of them, and none of the humans do obviously, right? They just get the shit kicked out of them. But Piccolo keeps on absorbing Namekians and getting a similar power boost, so he kind of stays relevant. He's not like Goku or Vegeta levels, but he's like, he can hang in there for a bit. He can trade barbs with people. Whereas Krillin kind of like hangs in there, does distraction hits, and fights minions, and then everyone else is just kind of useless. Like Yamcha just dies all the time.
See, now I'm kind of curious. Even if they weren't fighting games, I'm like, what universe? What is the the staple 4 fighting game character type thing? Star Wars, Obi-Wan,
Anakin,
Luke. No, well, you gotta get. Man, oh no. Star Wars is a tough. You'd have to arrow Star Wars because, like, Episode 4, 5, and 6, you wouldn't pick Obi-Wan as a staple. You'd pick Luke and Han.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan's only in one movie. But overall, you pick Obi-Wan as a default staple, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I guess we'd have to era it. Okay, so prequel era, it would be Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yep.
Would you have Palpatine and Yoda? Would that be the staple?
Palpatine doesn't really fight very well.
He does at the end. He fights Yoda at the end. And he fights a bunch during The Clone Wars, the animated series. A couple times, actually. Not a bunch. A couple times.
Well, yeah, Yoda then absolutely.
Dooku and Grievous aren't good enough tier. They don't get
No, they're
even if I think Grievous
down.
and Dooku get tons of screen time in Clone Wars, the series, and do a good job, they're still not. They're not staples.
No, I agree.
I mean, Yoda probably, I'd say, for sure. You'd have, as much as that's themed to Jedi, I think that. I mean, the first three, the prequel trilogy is all about the Jedi. I don't know at that point. That's a tough one. Would you give it to a trooper, a clone trooper?
No, because then it's like
they're only featured in Clone Wars, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, is it Rex, is it Cody? They're kind of the same, like, in terms of, like...
Would you give it to Padme?
No, fuck Padme.
Oh.
Padme's the worst.
I mean, Natalie Portman did her best, but...
Oh, yeah, there's just bad writing.
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't know. I don't know who'd be the second and the... I mean, we agreed on Yoda. Yeah, I don't know who'd be the fourth there. I think it almost would have to be Palpatine.
Maybe, because, it can't be Dooku. It can't be... If he'd stuck around longer, probably Qui-Gon, but he didn't, so...
Yeah. Maul? Oh, man.
Again.
I mean, if you're talking about from cool factor, everyone picked Maul, but...
Oh, yeah. And... Yeah. So.
Okay, well, we'll settle on Palpatine.
Oh,
then
no, got it. Got it, Ryan. Jar Jar.
Yeah. And the episode 4, 5, and 6 era. Luke and Han starters.
Yes.
I mean, they're your two defaults.
Probably can't do Lando.
I'd probably say Boba Fett, just due to, even though he's not really that featured, I just know that there's no way that people would let you get away with not saying Boba Fett as a staple character. If it was a fighting game, he would definitely be one of the top 4 characters picked, just on name recognition alone.
Yeah.
For me, the one after that, I mean, Vader. Oh wait, yeah, that's what it is. It's Luke, Han, Vader, and Boba. Done. That's an easy 4. No offense to Padme or Lando, which I think could... I might personally choose them over Boba. So but he doesn't show up till 5. And Leia doesn't really actually start doing anything until The Last Jedi. I feel like Leia gets way more to do in the new movies than she does in the old movies.
Well,
like she was still relevant in the old movies. But she was doing a lot of running away and like being the woman in distress. It was a different era. That's the other thing, right? Women had less role. Hey, you just Princess Leia out of here. No. I mean, to be fair, she didn't run away like a coward. She boldly ran away. Like, she went through it. She ran away through enemies, but she was trying to get out.
The first time when she got caught, she was running away for really good reason. I have the fucking Death Star plans. I need to get the fuck out of here.
And then I guess for Last Jedi and Force Awakens, it would be Rey and Finn and Kylo, and then
Poe.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be Poe because they put more focus on him than anyone. Man, yeah.
Yep.
I just realized that with the exception of Poe, we have no idea where any of those other characters lean. I earnestly think that Rey, Finn, and Kylo could all either be dark or light side by the end. I have no idea.
Wrong.
Right? But the only one I don't think that will happen to is Poe.
Yeah. That'll probably
I earnestly
do it,
feel like...
for this episode. Next time we'll head into the command center and learn some shit.
Yeah. And we won't play a stupid game where we're ranking fighting game character 4s. Although that wasn't a bad game. I didn't mind it.
I enjoyed it.
We're gonna Hadouken our way out of here.
Hell yeah.
What would Steve say when he uses his big Omega Final Fantasy anime ability? What's his catchphrase? What's his line?
Sucks to be you!
Oh no.
Or no, this is better. This'll sting a little!
The Stinger Strike?
That's what it's
called.
called.
Have a taste of my Stinger Strike! This one might hurt!